completely understand that.
Hello there, guys. Welcome back to Yosef's Chelsea Blues. Welcome back to the channel. We've got your evening transfer news video. We've got Jacob here. How are you,
before we start, I didn't even notice this. Why are you wearing pajamas from the transfer news video?
I'm not wearing pajamas.
What are you wearing then?
They're normal clothes. It's just a normal Chelsea shirt, mate.
It's really not. Anyway, we're doing transfer news because why not?
Yeah, we've got
so we're going to talk
certain
about
stories to talk about.
News.
Definitely.
We're gonna cover as much as Europe as we can. I'll personally probably cover a lot of the Football League, but then obviously we'll both be talking about the main topics. So now, this is the most recent news. Jackson not for sale. Sky Sports News, Mark McAdam. I'm going to share my screen now, really quickly. I can't do that, right? Yeah, I'm doing it anyway.
Yeah.
As far as Chelsea are concerned, Nicholas Jackson is not for sale. They want a squad with two world-class number 9s with Delap and Jackson. Those players are going to get game time. There is interest from Jackson from the Saudi League, but as far as Chelsea are concerned, he's not going anywhere. He signed a contract at Chelsea till 2033, so any offer would have to be a big offer. I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, I think maybe if you want to give him a shot at left wing, but calling Jackson world class is a bit crazy, I think.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And the thing is, calling Delap world class at this point is a bit mad as well. But my intake is maybe try Jackson on the left. But if we can get some good money for Jackson, then I'm all for selling him.
Yeah, definitely.
Provided we get another a world-class striker.
Now,
another bit of news. Dean Cornelius to join Ross County. Ross County have agreed a deal to sign Harrogate Town's midfielder Dean Cornelius. It's understood the 24-year-old has agreed terms 2-year contract with the Scottish Championship club. He is set to join Ross County next month upon expiry of Harrogate contracts. Now, the reason I've said that next, it might not sound like big news, but I'd say Ross County are definitely one of the favourites to go to the Scottish Premiership, get promoted next season. And I think a player of Dean Cornelius' quality can definitely help. I don't know if he'll be starting for every game, but I know he'll be able to give him a good bit of backup for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Right. Did you have any other news to talk about, Jacob, or should I go on to my bits?
Mate, honestly, I've got about 10 minutes on news, but we're probably better off me than you, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Right. So, I've got a bit of news about Kolo Muani. Now, I don't know if Jacob knows about that from L'Equipe. It is a French source. I'm going to share it now. We've got it right there. Chelsea have entered into negotiations with PSG to sign Randall Kolo Muani this summer. Now, what do you think? What do you think of this, Jacob? What do you think?
Well, first of all, it doesn't. I'm not saying it's not reliable, but obviously, based on what we've said, I have a feeling another striker is not our biggest priority by any means. But I think it would make sense. But again, how much are you looking at paying for him? 70 million? 80 million? Potentially even?
I don't think he'd be that expensive.
He's been about the books for a bit of a while.
I think max he'll be 60.
Yeah. Could make sense.
Because he was on loan at he was on loan at Juventus, and I don't think that he really lit up the place there. So I don't think
he
that
got 8 goals and 1 assist in 16 games. Of course, isn't bad. And no GA in 6 Champions League games. Now, I don't believe they're all starts. Ligue 1 24-25, 10 goals altogether in Ligue 1. Out of 36 matches, he has 8 goals and 6 assists. 1 goal in the Champions League out of 10 there. He hasn't lit Ligue 1 apart as much as he should, which leads me to think it's probably not the best idea. I mean, I don't know about you. I mean, you could definitely disagree.
There's one word I'm going to describe Kolo Muani here. He's a part-timer. That's what he is.
Yeah. That's honestly
do you see where I'm coming from with that?
Yeah. I just like that you use one of my favourite words. Thank you. Yeah, no. Again, I think he can come up in big moments. You can't deny he's a good player. But even looking at...
Let me ask you...
you're looking at in 15 international games, 3 goals, no assists for France. Considering... Is he doing the business? Frankfurt, he did very well at Frankfurt. We're talking 16 goals in 34 games, which is very good. And 11 assists as well in 34 games. The Champions League for Frankfurt, 2 in 7 goals and 1 assist and none assists in 7. I don't think he's done the business since at Frankfurt. But we know lots of instances where players have done the business in Germany and not done well. So I'm not sure. I mean, I think he's definitely more than just a goal scorer. I would even argue I don't even think he's a proper lone striker for me. I think he's a bit more than that. And I think that actually he could potentially be a Noni Madueke replacement as well. I think he's a very versatile player. I think he's a very good player. But I think he needs to have another season in France. He needs to have a season of France of proper doing it before I'm too convinced. But I still think it would kind of make sense. Should we move on?
Before I move on, I'm going to ask you this one question. Who do you think is better, Kolo Muani or Jackson?
No, Kolo Muani. Definitely of what I've seen. But look, that's what I've seen. I ain't even going to lie. The only time I've actually physically sat and watched Kolo Muani is watching him in France and once or twice, especially at Frankfurt. I watched him at Frankfurt a couple of times in lockdown, playing Mönchengladbach, because there I used to watch in lockdown. Next story. Gu Hai to snub. Mark Guéhi to snub Arsenal, Liverpool and Hyla. Mark Guéhi is prepared to turn down a move to Arsenal this summer, putting Liverpool and Hyla over a move for the Crystal Palace defender, reports today The Sun. Sky Sports News have reported Liverpool's long-term interest in Guéhi is also wanted by Arsenal and other clubs, one being Chelsea. Liverpool are in market for a new centre-back with Jarell Quansah close to agreeing a £34 million move to Bayer Leverkusen. Leicester to sack Van Nistelrooy in July. Leicester plan to confirm the sacking of Ruven Nistelrooy at the start of next month, with Sean Dyche the favourites to sack him, reports The Sun. Van Nistelrooy took over at the King Power Stadium in December, picked up just 15 points from 25 games. As the Foxes were relegated on their first season back in the top flight. Bit of other news. Stones This isn't necessarily transfer news, but I think it's worth noting that John Stones doubted if he'd ever play again. John Stones has admits there were many times he doubted if his career would resume, and amid a sense of injury problems over the last 2 years. He's only made 6 league starts in 24-25 season, with 5 foot and other undisclosed issues. This came after he also missed 2 months at the start of previous season with a hip injury. I think John Stones is a great player, but I think that if he can't stay fit, then Wrexham and Stockport eyeing free agent Tom Lawrence. He played for Derby County and Rangers, and he's featured 65 times, scoring 11 goals in them too. He came through the ranks at United, makes 1 single appearance from, moved to Leicester, for a few loan spells. Isn't interesting because Tom Lawrence is a decent little player. Everton in discussions with Fulham right back Kenny Tete. Only a small chance Chelsea sign a striker, according to Sky Sports News chief reporter Kaveh Solkon. Mike Moynihan chapter is closed for Chelsea. They will not be signing him this season. It's an interesting. A lot of people like Petrovic and all that. Guardiola says we must have a smaller squad. Obviously, that's Man City in terms of them. Some more news. I'm just going to speed run through some. I like to cover the lower leagues as well. We're only going to go for another 10 minutes, people, but actually quite a bit to talk about. Bradford signed defender Torres, striker Humphreys. Preston signed Bournemouth striker Jebson on loan. Blackburn signed Tavares on 3-year deal. Cambridge signed former Swansea goalkeeper Hughes. Bristol City signed Plymouth creative midfielder in Randall. Joey Randall, I think his name is. I knew him for Football Manager. Stevenage signed Fleetwood winger Patterson. Barrow signed goalkeeper Winterbottom from Brentford. Wolves signed Lopez from Celta Vigo. And Bolton signed Sherman Lowe, Chelsea keeper, on loan. Barcelona dropped Nunes Diaz transfer hint despite partial terms agreement. Rashford drops Barca hint.
Any other bits of news?
Chelsea could hold the key to Onana, Manchester United. One sec. I need to just get it up here. This is from Metro, Manchester Evening News. The key. So basically, you might be getting Onana, or we're looking into him, which I think is a proper joke. But there we are. Move on to football in 2025. Chelsea into negotiations to sign second Man United striker target, which is obviously Kolo Muani, which we've talked about. And obviously United are interested in Kolo Muani. I see Kolo Muani being a United player personally. I think Kolo Muani is a big thing, personally. I've gone through some bits. There's way more to talk about. If you want us to talk more about them, put in a comment, live stream, literally just live stream, and we'll do that probably tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to talk about? I mean,
yeah, there's two other bits. So one of them is you guys will obviously have been wondering. Oh, Jacob has just gone on a bit of a news for like lower leagues and stuff. Now we're going to get into the big news that you all are really waiting for. So,
what can I just say? I think we've done a lot of it with the Kolo Muani, but I guess you're going to be talking about Jamie Gittens and Christian Noorgard.
Yes. So we have got here Bayern Munich are now serious about signing Borussia Dortmund's Jamie Gittens. Max Erbel is in talks with the player. So, Bayern are going to rival Chelsea for this player. Now, if they are going to rival us, who do you think will get Jamie Gittens? Because we obviously know that Jamie Gittens wants Chelsea.
Well, you know who I'd rather have him. It's a hard one, but maybe Bayern Munich, because I don't know. Obviously, I guess he'd have to relocate home anyway. But obviously, Bayern getting his English, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure, to be fair. I think he's proper bang in the middle, 50-50. Don't know why Dortmund would sell him to Bayern Munich, honestly, but no,
He's from the Man City Academy. He's from the Man City Academy. That's why we've been looking at him.
Enzo Maresca's worked with him, I swear.
Yeah.
Why do you think we got? Why do you
think we got Liam Delap?
Yeah, but basically, like, now this is a separate video, and I might make one of these on my channel in the next sort of week or so. By the way, it's over there, Jake2501. So to it, we did a review to the game the other day. We do some previews, we do some reviews. For next couple of weeks, it's not going to be as consistent. So it'll be fairly consistent, but in under a month, it's going to be my birthday, and I'm going to have my room looking a lot better, my setup, and it looks a bit better because obviously before I wasn't doing the videos at home, but now there's nothing to vlog, considering I'm not in America to do videos from home. But to make it look a bit more professional, I might take it easier the next couple of weeks, but there'll still be videos, still be previews, there'll still be reviews.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, this is a separate issue, but that was it. I think the reason these has happened, we're taking City, because it's financial fair play, it makes a lot more sense to sell a Trevor Chalobah, for example, and bring in. Obviously, I know we were looking into him. I don't think we'll be getting him by any means, but it makes more. Say Taylor Howard-Bellis, City Academy, as good as Chalobah. It makes sense for both sides. We get Howard-Bellis. We spend 40 million on him. City spend 40 million on Chalobah. Because of financial fair play, that's a more efficient way of doing it. Which, in my opinion, you're selling your soul a bit. But if we're being honest, like, I'm sure these owners care, but they're not proper diehard Chelsea fans, are they? So for them, the soul, they're not really selling their soul, are they?
Yeah, they're not. Now,
and if we said we were owning a basketball team, we'd probably do the same thing. I mean,
definitely.
As I'm aware, you're not into basketball, but yeah, that's the interesting thing.
Yeah. Now we've got one more bit of news before we wrap up. As Jacob said, it is about Christian Noorgard. Now, let's just have a little bit of a laugh with this bit of news.
So embarrassing, isn't it?
Let's just have a little bit of a laugh, because I can't believe that this club have decided to go for Christian Noorgard. We have got Arsenal have identified Brentford midfielder Christian Noorgard as a bolster to their midfield options. Mate, if they add Christian Noorgard, he's going to be the worst midfielder there.
He's a good player, but I think he would make sense at a Tottenham rather than.
Yeah, he would make sense there. But for Arsenal,
even still, it'd be an obvious downgrade, really.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I try to respect teams even that are rivals, but like, What's the nicest way of putting it?
I really don't
They'll
know.
still tell me that London's red as well. They'll still say that.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. You can't compare Christian Noorgard to any of the midfielders we're bringing in. Like, you can't. Yes.
Yeah, you just can't.
I
Right.
think they're quite unambitious, if I'm being honest, as a club.
Yeah. Now, we're going to have one final check of the latest live on record, just to check if there's anything. Oh, and would you look at that? Crystal Palace are open to receiving the fee for Eberechi Eze in installments if his £60 million release clause is triggered. So, yeah. That source has just come out now, literally 2 minutes ago. So that's your latest news, and I think whoever gets Eze will be getting a very good player on their hands. Don't you think, Jacob?
Well, do you know what? I think we might get him, if I'm being honest.
I don't see it. I see him go to Tottenham, if I'm being honest.
No, I can't lie. I do see it, but I think Chelsea want another cam, which is a bit. I don't know. I think it makes.
I've seen us linked with Xavi Simons.
Yeah, like this. I know. I'm not going to change my whole system. All of that. This is just my opinion, right? I feel we should stop having a 10 and play like a Caicedo, Latvia, and Enzo sort of thing, and just push Enzo a bit further up on the pitch.
And you're saying put Cole Palmer on the right?
Yeah. Because it saves the winger problem. We have three of the top 10 Premier League midfielders, probably, in our midfield. I don't know.
Yeah.
I get it will take a bit to get used to, and I get we've kind of gone a different way about it, but for me, I don't know. Do you not think?
It's an interesting idea that Maresca could try. I'm not against it.
But to be fair, you say try. It's one of them where it will take a few months for it to work. If I'm being honest,
I'd say if you're going to do it in a Premier League game, you do it against the relegation oppositions.
Yeah, and then you start, and then once you started getting a rhythm of flow, good results against them, then you put a bit of a bigger team in there. It's just a different idea. Look, we're gonna film another video for you, look.
Yeah, definitely. Right. Yeah. We're going to round it out there. Thank you very much, Jacob, for being on this transfer news video. We're actually going to go and film another video now. So, yeah, double upload today. Make sure you smash the like, subscribe, turn on notifications to don't miss any great upcoming content. Make sure you follow the socials, TikTok and Insta. And let me know in the comments of what you think of all the transfer news that was spoken in this video. Hope you guys had a good time, and we'll see you guys in the next one.